Super Bro 64, how you doing? Theoretical, you are the mangaka of a generational manga, best written thing in a decade. Unfortunately, you're rushed to wrap it up, all up in a few chapters due to, uh, all due for submission in the next 2 hours. How do you choose to phone in an ending which will piss everyone off? Was it all a dream? Kneecap your underlying theme? That dude no one likes gets off scot-free? Good luck. Okay, you have 2 hours.
2 hours to kill a generational blank manga.
Daga Kotowaru. I refuse. No.
This is my work.
I will not. If your publisher is shutting down, and if the book will physically not be printed anymore, the company is going out of business, and they're coming and taking the machines away, then the work will be incomplete. I will let it stop in the middle of the story in the hopes that maybe someday in the future, I or someone that I trust can continue and maybe do a better job. But ending it on a shitty note forever is worse than leaving it on an open note and eventually maybe the hope that you might come back to it is possible. Vagabond is a classic example of that, where he can take as long as he wants to with it and it sucks, but I would rather that than a shitty rushed ending. 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah. Okay.
Closure, bad closure,
it's horrible.
It's not worth it.
And it's canon.
It's not worth it. It feels bad when the thing stops because they stopped making it for any reason, Berserk, etc. Some reasons beyond our control. It feels bad, but the rushed, forever tainted thing is infinitely worse. If Game of Thrones stopped 3 seasons before that ending, it just stopped, we'd still be talking about it. We'd still be like, damn, are they ever going to bring it back?
Yeah.
Is something going to happen? That was crazy. What a fucking amazing show. It was so tragic. It just ended like that. Right? They could have just stayed accurate to the books or at the very least to the writing that was happening, of the quality of the writing at the time, instead of trying to rush this whole thing. And then I'd rather you just get cut off mid-sentence than wrap up with a shitty ending forever. That's my strong principled stance on that. I don't think it's worth it to tank the whole thing and forever have people go, ugh, yeah, you know what? Don't even bother. Don't even watch it. It sucked. It was great, but then it sucked. Yeah. And that makes the whole thing feel bad. Who cares? Fuck that. Don't bother. It takes away the entire hype of even wanting to recommend it or watch it or talk about the media in the future. It destroys any reasons to the analysis of whatever it was you were going for. Everything, every part about it. It just makes the whole effort feel not even worth it. Does that make sense?
No, that's respectable. Yeah, well, that's fine. I don't know how I would end it, but I agree that something that ends horribly is kind of shit. But unfinished.
Leave it unfinished.
Oh, that brings up a different kind of sadness.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
But that sadness is better than oh wait, we actually tasted the shit.
It's a sadness because you yearn for more. It's not a frustration and disgust with the drop in quality and the waste of your time. If you do any of those quick, it was all a dream, I'm going to sit here and just write out by text what it was supposed to happen, or quickly wrap up the whole thing, blah, da, 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 whatever. And this is a generational story, and everyone thinks it's one of the best things in years or whatever. Any one of those shows to me a disrespect for the audience. If you suddenly just stop because external forces forced you to, you are not showing disrespect to the people that are reading the thing. There's a level of a disdain that comes almost from just being fuck him, versus being no, they literally took the pen out of my hands. You know,
Yeah.
I was doing it, and then they said you're not allowed to do it anymore, and I was like, well, okay, at least that way the people that want more are like, fuck, it was so good, and you yearn for more, but it's not this, like, you know, yeah. I mean, let's say you're in the best relationship of your life.
Okay. Where are you going with this?
Maybe not.
Abort? Abort.
Car crash or the most horrible, vile fucking truths reveal themselves, forever tainting your memories.
Damn.
Sudden tragic loss, or
It was bad. It got really bad.
or questioning your entire existence, and yes, and then permanently having to work through that for different reasons. You know?
Both not great.
Both not great. Yeah, it's not the same thing when it comes to life. That's why I was like, abort. This analogy, as soon as I went, I was like, oh no, wait, no, this isn't. Because there's no hypothetical version of like a necromancer that comes along and goes, well, maybe there's a chance we'll invent necromancy. Maybe we'll get cloning down. Like, no. But the AI version of your